I got Everhungus Savannah, as you can see. Hope y'all like to subscribe and hope y'all enjoy the video. Let's get into it, baby. Okay, let me see what my loadouts is. 270, Shadowbearers, Kayu gun, rabbit gun, pistol, of course, the injured rabbit, antler rattle, and hog / wart, the bees call, and this. Yeah. Let's get it. First, let me see if there's any cape around here. Okay, already did. Wait, what is that? 2 minor? Already warthogs, what are they? At 371, definitely not enough to buy a hunting stand.
A dumb or annoying rich person was the most dumb. I don't know if you know anybody else. Was the most dumb.
Scary stories I haven't talked about yet. Ohio is perhaps the most requested one. At first I thought it was just people from Ohio who were requesting it, but then I began looking into the actual stories from there, and now I think that people from all over the world must have heard some of the creepy tales from this state. It honestly has some of the best in the whole country. You'll see exactly what I mean if you can make it to the end of this video. My name's Danny Burke, and this is the top 10 scary Ohio urban legends. Starting off.
Okay.
I don't want your sheets are when you drive the time. It's time to go to bed.
It's not time to go to bed.
I said by the time it's time to go to bed.
Oh, okay.
I got the things.
You've got the hunter's sense.
May lay down.
Follow those tracks.
Yes, ma'am. I love you too. Did you guys have didn't hear anything she just said?
Plain goat. The story goes that in the 1930s, a woman lived in Ohio's Sugar Grove. She was young, happy, and liked by everyone. She fell for a young man who had a terrible temper, and the couple were often seen arguing in the town. Over time, the locals noticed her changing. She never smiled anymore and began to grow cold and weary. One night, the couple were parked beside a bridge when naturally an argument broke out. This time, it was worse than usual, though. In a fit of anger, the young woman pulled out a knife and stabbed her fiancé's throat. She kept slashing until his head came off. She herself was bleeding from the struggle. She staggered out to the car and back out. Carrying her fiancé's head, she eventually collapsed and died at the bottom of the hill. She was found by locals the next day. Since then, the old bridge has been replaced by a new one. Some still say that on certain nights, if you stand on the bridge and call out a woman's name, a glowing blue spirit will appear at the top of the hill and move towards you. What you do at that point is honestly up to you, but given the vengeful state in which she died, most people don't stick around. Next up at number 9 now, we have the Defiance Werewolf. This is a very famous one. The people of Defiance in Ohio have claimed that for the past 45 years or so, they'd been terrorized by a werewolf. It was first sighted in 1972. Over the summer, there were many sightings of a rampaging, hair-covered beast on two legs. It was said to have a muzzle and was always covered in rats. The local media went into a frenzy, and even the police opened up a case file on the sightings. There have been many sightings since then. Many of them were around a series of old railroad tracks in the town, usually late at night.
See this pig?
One of the sightings was by a Mr. Davis.
See these pigs?
He said, I was connecting an air hose between two cars and was looking down. I saw these huge hairy feet. Then I looked up and he was standing there with that big stick over his shoulder. When I started to say something, he took off to the woods. His friend, Mr. Jones, was with me at the time. He said, at first I thought a joke when I saw him. What it was. Next to Adam 8 now we have Brubaker Bridge. According to legend, in the 1930s there was a
Those pigs are too minor. One traviole. One traviole. One trav. 3-year-old, that's a 3. What the hell you doing? Oh hell no, no. The hell you just charge at me? You do. Dude. Shortly after, the farmer who originally discovered the bodies claimed that while crossing the bridge one night after, his car suddenly 13 knocks on his car, then a hissing noise before suddenly the car just came back to life. Locals say this is the spirit of the 13th victim, whose body was never recovered. The spirit is still said to haunt those who pass over the bridge, hoping they will be the ones to finally find its body and give them a proper burial so that they may pass on peacefully. Next, for number 7 now, we have Stony Creek.
perpetrator then dug the body in the cemetery. Rumors began to spread that the head had not been cut off, but rather ripped off by something extremely powerful. The case remained open and unsolved for many years before entering books of folklore. There are those that say that some night a misty figure appears under a tree in the cemetery, the ghost of this unidentified man, unable to find peace until his murder is solved. Moving on to number 6 now, guys, we have Patterson Tower. There are a number of theories about the origin of this strange tower, thought to be built by John D. Patterson many years ago. According to legend, a group of teenagers in the 1960s took refuge in the tower during a thunderstorm. As the storm raged on, a lightning bolt hit the top of the tower. Electricity surged down the metal stair rail and electrocuted 2 of the teenagers, killing them almost instantly. They say that in the weeks afterwards, you could still see their charred outlines on the tower wall. Officials blocked off the tower from dark tourists by placing metal plates across the door. Visitors still just ripped them off, though, to see what was inside. Legend now says that on stormy nights, the shadowy spirits of the teenagers who died can be seen in the tower. A bright bolt of lightning will illuminate their ghosts, making them glow as if they had just been hit by lightning. When the storm fades, so do they. Until the next time. Coming up to find we have Little Sugar Creek. The town of Bellbrook is sometimes referred to as Ohio's Sleepy Hollow because of all the ghostly legends that originated there. A man called James Buckley ran a sawmill there years ago. He lived in a small cabin and grew his business to great height, becoming the wealthiest man in the town. One night, his newfound wealth attracted some robbers. When authorities finally arrived to help him, they found Buckley's headless body outside. The murder was never solved. People say the cabin was haunted then by his spirit. Those who ventured there say they've been confronted by a headless ghost, his arms outstretched as if begging for help. In time, the sawmill was demolished. That didn't bring an end to this. Sightings. Locals still say that if you wander down to Little Sugar Creek where the sawmill once stood, you can still see the ghost of James Buckley, unable to pass on peacefully while the case of his brutal murder is left cold. Moving on to the 4 now, we have Otterbein Cemetery. This one is also known as a bloody horseshoe grave. During the 1840s, an Ohioan called James Henry was involved with 2 women at the same time, Rachel Hodge and Mary Angle. He wanted to know which one to marry. One night while riding home, he fell asleep on his horse. He awoke to find his horse had not taken him home, but had instead stopped in front of Mary Angle's house. He took this as a sign, and soon he and Mary were married. As his wedding gift to her, he gave her the horse that brought them together. They lived happily, but in 1845, Mary died of one of the many prevalent diseases at the time. She was buried in Otterbein Cemetery. Henry began courting Rachel Hodge, and eventually the 2 were married. He gave her the same horse as a wedding gift. They hadn't been married long before locals noticed something strange about Mary's tombstone. There was a glowing outline of a
At the fucking cave. They always charge me.
Female down. Just as the hunters set their dogs loose to finish her off, a loud cry echoed through the woods. Old Raridan leapt in front and fought the dogs off. The hunters opened fire and wounded him too. Eventually, they called off their dogs. Old Raridan dragged his now dead mate up to the top of Big Rock. Once there, he let out a thunderous howl across the backdrop of the moon and then slumped down beside his mate. All was quiet, but not forever.
There's
On
blood.
Saturday night, locals say you can still hear a painful howl. If you head to the top of Big Rock, you'll be faced with the ghost of Old Raridan, still ready to fight in his afterlife.
Let me guess, 5 seconds later, there's gonna be a Cape Buffalo charging after me. Let me guess, I am right. Because I know I am. Okay, what the... Suicide or revenge from the couple's family. Either way, years since then have seen reports of ghostly images of the murdered couple on the bridge. Some even say that when the water gets dark enough, you can look over the bridge and see Minnie Warren's face staring right back at you in horror. Well, I can honestly take my fair share of axe murderers, haunted bridges, and vengeful ghosts, but for now, I think that will do. There are plenty more in Ohio though, so if you'd like a part 2, let me know. Or we can go somewhere else. I've lost track of how many urban legends videos I've done. My memory is getting a little bit weak these days. One thing is that our video on Japanese urban legend was one of the first that we did. You guys seem to love it. It spawned a whole series, and now we've travelled the whole world with it. There was something extra creepy about the Japanese ones though, I think. I had some really good ones saved for if we ever did do a part 2, and guess what? You're watching it right now. This is your last chance. Things get very creepy. Okay, here we go. This is the top 10 scary Japanese urban legends, part 2. We have Yamuro Mansion. He loved creepy houses with very paranormal stories. Many have heard this very famous one. Yamuro Mansion is a secluded building on the outskirts of Tokyo where brutal murders were carried out by a family in what was known as the Strangling. Deep within the earth, they decided they had to seal it. They adopted a local village girl at birth and raised her in isolation until she was ready for her purpose. When she was old enough, they tied her wrists, ankles, and neck to 5 different oxen. Then they made the oxen pull in 5 different directions. The girl's limbs and head were ripped clean off her body. They then took the rope, soaked it in her own blood, and laid it at the entrance of the so-called portal. This was their ritual, and they believed that every sacrifice would protect them for the years to come. Something went wrong though during the very last ritual. The woman who was supposed to be raised in isolation had actually formed a bond with a man who had tried to rescue her. Her captors didn't realise this though, and how much this tiny detail would affect the ritual. It backfired and cursed them. The father went insane and murdered his whole family before falling on his own sword. This dark ending stained the mansion with their souls forever. Locals say the walls are often splattered with fresh blood, even though nobody has lived there for years.
Some say it's the blood of the family reappearing there. Others say it actually belongs to people who visit the mansion these days, not realizing they are the next victims of the strangling ritual. Next up at number 9 now, we have Aka Manto. In English, this one is known as the Red Cape. It's said to be a malicious spirit who kills people at public and school bathrooms. The spirit will always ask them if they want red or blue paper. If you say red, you will suffer a bloody violence.
Yeah, I don't like being used on accident. I'm a twerking cat. I'm a twerking.
If you say blue, you'll be suffocated until you turn blue and die. You can't trick the spirit either. If you try and say you just want normal white paper, ghostly hands will appear out of nowhere, sometimes right out of the toilet you're sitting on, and drag you down to hell. That's right. If you do something as simple as asking for white paper, you'll be dragged to hell through a toilet. I always suspected toilets were portals to the underworld. This confirms my theory. There is one and only one way to avoid this grisly fate. They say you have to actually refuse anything the spirit offers you. If you do this, he will leave, at least for now. I guess you can be dragged to hell through a toilet another day. Moving on to number 8 now, we have Tomino's Hell. This has become a pretty famous legend on the internet recently. You may know it as a creepypasta, but its history actually dates back over 100 years ago. According to legend, Tomino's Hell is the name of a story that was published in a 1919 collection of poetry titled Sakin. The poet was Saijo Yaso, a university professor whose work was filled with strange symbols and wordplay that some people found very disturbing. The story is based around the Buddhist concept of hell and recounts the story of Tomino and his sisters being tortured in hell. Sounds interesting? I'm sure you now want to hear me read it out. Well, here's the thing. According to internet legend, the poem will curse the reader with misfortune and even death if read out loud. It should only ever be read in your head. Now, I'm not a particularly superstitious person, but yeah, I'm not going to read it out unless I absolutely have to, and I don't. You can see excerpts of it on the screen now, and of course, you can find the full version of the poem online. Just remember, don't read it out loud. Don't let anything happen to you. You know, I've grown quite fond of you guys. Next up, number 7 now, we have Gotsu. This roughly translates to cowhead and is a 17th century story that was deemed so horrific, so spine-chillingly shocking, almost all copies of it were destroyed. The few people that read or heard from one of the last copies were said to sit in silence, shaking for days, until eventually dying of fright. Now, because of all of this, only fragments of the tale remain to this day. One day, a school teacher was taking his students on a field trip. In order to calm them down on the bus, he decided to read them a horror story. For some reason, he chose to read from a copy of Gotsu. He only meant to scare the kids a little bit, but they began convulsing and begging him to stop. To his absolute horror, he found he could not stop. It was as if some dark force was compelling him to continue. His eyes turned white. He said unspeakable things. The children were screaming, and then nothing. He woke a few hours later. The school bus was in a ditch. The driver was slumped over the wheel, shaking. The children were unconscious and foaming at the mouth. If you find a copy of that story, miss me. Coming at number 6 now, we have Inunaki Village. Many Japanese villages are famous for their beauty. Not this one. This one is one you never want to visit. Legend says that society abandoned this place and lawless people moved in many years ago. Outcasts of society who saw a chance to live somewhere where good people could never stop their wicked deeds. They had their own set of laws which legalized incest, cannibalization, and murder. As the rumors of this village grew, people wanted to know what happened. Why did everyone originally leave? Well, they say the villagers were killed off by a serial killer with an axe. Another explanation is that a terrible disease made everyone rot. As far as details about this dark place go, that's pretty much everything. Many people try to visit it, but they say that those that succeed are never heard from again. The fact that you can't get a phone signal there only adds to its scare factor. Moving on to number 5 now, we have the Tiki Doll. While many of the stories I talk about in this series are of spirits or things from down years ago that you can't visit or touch, this is a very real doll that you can actually go and see for yourself. It's on display at a religious temple. It has its very own section there, and it's always good to see. The doll deserves all the special treatment from, and for this, the doll grows hair does get near you, you will go mad forever. There is no cure, there is no coming back from this. If you step near him, your mind turns to permanent jelly. According to Japanese legend, he has claimed many victims over the years. We often won't hear about it because the victims are left wandering alone. No way to manage to get their mind and body for absolute good. Next up, after 3 now, we have the purple mirror. I'm aware of this story because it involves a creepy curse. It doesn't affect you if you're over the age of 20. I am. For those of you that aren't, here's a warning from this Japanese urban legend. The young girl was given a mirror by her mother for her birthday and spent many hours in these staring at it. The girl wanted more than anything to be beautiful and ended up developing an eating disorder in order to be thinner. It took its toll. She became weak and frail, not the beautiful figure she was once chasing. One day she threw her mirror on the ground in anger. It smashed everywhere. A little while later, she was making arrangements for her coming-of-age party on her 20th birthday. She got into a horrible car accident though and died at the scene. Her last words were a whisper, "Purple mirror, purple mirror." Her grieving parents searched for this mirror, but they never found it. Now, they say that if you do not forget the phrase "purple mirror" on your 20th birthday, something bad will happen to you. So, forget those words. It will never should say it. Next, number 2 now, we have Arkham Sam. Some call this evil spirit the terror of the toilet. We're about to see why. She's said to be a creepy girl that haunts bathrooms across Japan. Now, there have been so many stories about her that the details often vary, but the main story is usually the same. She's often found on the 3rd floor of a women's bathroom on the 3rd floor of a building. She has blonde hair and wears a red skirt. She holds on the bathroom waiting for someone to provoke her. However, if for some reason she isn't there, some say there is a way to bring her to you. I don't know why I can do that though. Here it is. Knock on the door to her store in multiples of 3. So knock then, call her name, and until she's there. The most common version of this is to simply say, "Are you there, Madam Sam?" If she is there and wants to be seen, she will reply in a faint voice saying, "Yes, I'm here." Now, of course, a story like this is never going to happen again. Legend says that at this point, the stall door will just open to reveal a little girl in a red skirt who pulls the summoner into the toilet, probably to hell. And finally, number 1 now, we have the Tokyo Terror Taxi. Great name, isn't it? This is a story of a taxi driver's paranormal experience in Tokyo many years ago. I'll read the most popular version to you. It was a stormy autumn night in Aoyama Cemetery where he picked up a poor young girl drenched by the rain. It was dark, so he didn't get a good look at her face. She seemed sad, figured she had been visiting a recently deceased relative or friend. The address she gave was some distance away, and they drove in silence. A good cabbie doesn't make small talk when picking someone up from a cemetery. When they arrived at the address, the girl didn't get out, but whispered for him to wait a bit. She stared out of the window at a 2nd floor apartment. 10 minutes or so passed as she watched, never speaking, never crying, simply observing a solitary figure move about the apartment. Suddenly, the girl asked to be taken to a new address. This one was back near the cemetery where he had first picked her up. The rain was heavy, and the driver focused on the road, leaving the girl to her own thoughts. When he arrived at the new address, a modern house in a good neighborhood, the cabbie opened the door and turned around to collect his fare. To his horror, he found himself staring at an empty back seat with a deep puddle where the girl had been sitting just moments before. Mouth open, he just sat there, staring at the vacant seat until a knocking on the window shook him from his reverie. The father of the house, seeing the taxi outside, had calmly walked out, bringing with him the exact change for the fare. He explained that the young girl had been his daughter, who died in a traffic accident some years ago and was buried in Aoyama Cemetery. From time to time, he said, she hailed a cab and, after visiting her old boyfriend's apartment, asked to be driven home. The father thanked the driver for his troubles and sent him on his way. Amazing. I really could go on forever. I love Japan so much that even these really, really creepy stories won't put me off visiting one day. What country should we go to next then? Should we just keep going with Japan in terms of Japanese legends channel? Also, a quick shout out to Jonathan Lowe, brother of Brian Lowe. These are guys that I know from back home. I know you're watching these videos. Hey guys, thanks for watching. What else to say? Thanks for watching. As always, guys, my name is Andy Brown. Welcome back. You couldn't be watching a better video on the internet right now. Seriously, you've come to the right place to return to Deutschland for some more myths, stories, and just general creepy tales. Listen up, think about which country you want me to do next on the channel. I'm Danny Burke, and this is the top 10 scary German urban legends part 2. Starting off with 10 now, we have the restaurant Konnerstruss in Smelly. This is a mystery. Whoa!
by a channel that I find oddly hard to pronounce, so you're going to see it somewhere on the screen. Thankfully, this channel has done all the research for us and put it into an amazing video for you and me to enjoy. If you want to see the original, it will be linked down below in the description box next to some of my social media pages. Well, my friends, so let's go right ahead and let's get educated. And don't forget, I have an Instagram link in case you want to reach out to me. It's really awesome getting to talk to you on there. But let's go right ahead and dive right in.
Germany is located right in the center of Europe between its two largest neighbors, France and Poland. Its capital is with the Roman survived in Germany, they found
I think
capital by a melting pot of Celtic and diversity of religions. Germanic peoples were really good at fighting the Romans, but then Muslim regions lived mostly agrarian lifestyles of independent tribes. These small tribes soon became fewer tribes. These tribes were nation as such, but not separating independent smaller states for centuries, which is the reason why there are so many names for the German nation to this day. The Germans expanded further into the waning Roman Empire. This Great Migration period eventually became known as the Great Migration period. Historians aren't very creative. One of the tribes called the Franks dominated
I would have
the
done the same
region and
thing,
slowly
man.
conquered all of France, Germany, the Low Countries, and parts of Italy under the Merovingian and Carolingian dynasties. Much of this conquest can be attributed to Charlemagne, also known as Charles the Great. Charlemagne's empire became the foundation of the Holy Roman Empire, a symbolic successor to the actual Roman Empire. The empire was split into three kingdoms: East, West, and Middle Francia. East Francia eventually came under the control of Otto of Saxony, who married into the Italian kingdom, leading the Pope to revive the Holy Roman Empire. Establishment of the state became one of the many precursors for the division of the Catholic and Orthodox Church, the latter of which was still firmly controlled by the Eastern Roman Byzantines. From the 11th to the 13th century, the Holy Roman Empire was a foundation of crusades, which began as military expeditions to the Holy Land against the growing Seljuk Turk Empire. In 1230, the German Teutonic Order of Knights annexed an area called Prussia in an attempt to eliminate the remnant pagans from Europe. Around the same time, German towns and villages were being settled in areas outside the empire into Poland and Hungary.
That's just
Areas
brutal,
of either
man.
West ethnic ambiguity. The best way to describe the Holy Roman Empire for the next few centuries is a very loosely united monarchy, with many smaller kingdoms and duchies with varying degrees of power and autonomy. The German lawyer Martin Luther began a period of change in the Catholic Church, which became known as the Protestant Reformation, making Germany a key focus in the splitting of the Church for a second time. Two kingdoms in the empire rose to dominate the rest: Habsburg Austria in the south and Brandenburg Prussia in the north. These two kingdoms became intense rivals, fighting wars and annexing large amounts of territory outside the empire. Both kingdoms fared very badly during the Napoleonic Wars, and the Holy Roman Empire was officially abolished by the French Empire, who came to influence much of Western Europe. The French Revolution began a decades-long rise in nationalism in Germany, and many of the people sought to unify into a single nation. By 1866, Prussia had become the dominant power after the 7-week war against Austria, and set up the Northern Germanic Confederation in the following year, notably excluding their Austrian enemies. This became the German Empire just 4 years later, the first modern German nation state. Germany was propelled to superpower status and even became involved in overseas colonization. Tensions were high, and many distrusted the new powerful nation that had just appeared. This led to so many alliances in Europe, since nobody trusted anybody anymore, and each nation had to pick a side in case war broke out. And this preparation for war inevitably became its precursor, when the Slavic nationalist Gavrilo Princip assassinated the heir to the Austrian throne in 1914. War broke out in Europe between the Central Power.
Hello friends, this is your friend Arun from Live in Germany channel. So for those who are new to channel, I am Arun. I make videos regarding integration in Germany, tax return, daily news and useful updates. So you can join the channel by clicking on the subscription button, or you can go one step further by joining on the WhatsApp broadcast list. Either you can send me a message to this number personally, or you can even click on the WhatsApp group link so that I can add you to the WhatsApp broadcast list. So let's go on to the content. So before moving on to the news, every day we have our word of the day section. Today also we have 3 words. The first word is there. It means operator. So this word is used for a tour operator.
I've been having a lot of fun with Face of the franchise. Maybe you've been able to tell.
of quarterback for his teammates. Of course, it is a scrambler, so we've got to go to a college that fits that mold, otherwise they would have never recruited us. We're heading to Oregon. So from now on, we're trying to get only 2 results with any of our decision making. We don't want leadership, and we don't want team player. We want entertainer, and we want intense. Now, I don't know exactly what intense means, but I pretty much just assume it means annoying, so we'll go for that. And entertainer, of course, that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. So we made the big decision. Do we agree with the coach? Do we agree with our teammate? With our teammate, we get the intense role rather than the leadership. So that's obviously what we need. Still don't know what intense means. You get it through disagreeing with coaches. You get it through against them to throw 4 touchdowns. So who knows what that actually means, but it's better than leader or team player because those are both positive personality traits. So now it's time for our first game. And of course, what we're going to be trying to be doing is running the ball as much as possible. What we're trying to do here is be the worst possible quarterback. By that I mean we don't mind having run plays, and we don't mind the run plays being successful. We don't want to really throw any touchdowns, and we don't want to have too many passing yards either. We just want to be a terrible quarterback who can run the ball well in college. And then this is the start we were looking for, a rushing touchdown, of course. Now we can claim it's all about us. And on 3rd and 13, we're looking to run the ball here because, of course, that's a selfish thing to do, and we get stopped short of the first down. 2nd and 5, we'll throw the ball here, and this is a great completion because it's obviously easy because he wasn't in tight coverage, and it'll drive the haters insane because they'll say it's undeserved yards, and we claim we're a great quarterback. We get sacked here because we're selfish and try and run the ball all the time, and it leads to us now being 2 points up when we were at 1.14-3. We make some people miss here, spinning away, nice moves, getting some more rushing yards, but not many passing yards. 3rd and 13, you'll never guess what. We go for it again, of course we're trying to rush for it. Of course, we get stopped short on 4th and inches. Now we're down 19-14, 3rd and 10, looking to run again. Just improvising, screwing up the whole playbook is what we like to do. 1st and goal, looking to run again. We want this touchdown here. And we try again, and finally on 4th and goal, because we're down, we have 1 minute 30 seconds left, we have to throw.
Hi, Angie. It's time to celebrate. For 6 months, you've given us something to smile about, and we want you to know we've appreciated every single second. So here's to you, and many more smiles to come. From all of us, thanks again for continuing to choose cricket. Hi, Angie. It's time to celebrate. For 6 months,
the ball, but we're now down 2 points, 30 seconds left in the game because we've basically just been trying to run the ball ourselves this entire time. We have to start playing unselfishly, but the game comes down to the kicker, which is the perfect situation because you can argue we didn't even win this game, the kicker did. But of course, we'll take this as a personal victory. We led our team to the victory. And finally, with someone who we're not afraid to make bad decisions with, we can finally find out what something else means. Because who wouldn't just say, yeah, we'll try our best to throw 4 touchdowns for you, little girl with cancer? No. Turns out it's not actually a bad answer. You get entertainer for it. That's exactly what we want. So time for the second game, the national championship game. And of course, what we're going to do, we're not going to run apparently, but we're going to at least try. And that's going to be the theme of this game again. It's going to be us running because, of course, we need to be the center of this offense. Unfortunately, we lose the ball there. However, it is picked up by the running back, Keller, and Keller's going to take this all the way into the end zone. So we'll just claim that's a pitch for a touchdown. We did it on purpose. We lateraled the ball, and we threw it for a touchdown. That wasn't a fumble. 4th and 2, we decided to run for it, and, of course, we get sacked because it was a stupid decision. Then 2nd and 10, we're still ahead now, and what we'll see is that the defense plays perfectly in this game. A nice wide open receiver, we can always hit those guys, no problem. 2nd and 10, we're looking to run again. We get that first down, we juke a man, and then we go down fighting. We're not going to go to slide at any point in this game, even though we fumbled once already, even though we fumbled twice. We're not going to start sliding, that would be ridiculous. 1st and 10, we've got a chance to run here, wide open gap there into the end zone. And we make this game 14-0. So we're doing very well right now as the star quarterback of this team. Running away from more guys here, refusing to slide again. 2nd and 10. And we're looking to do the exact same thing. This defense should be able to catch on pretty quickly as we fumble for a 3rd time in this game there. Still not going to start sliding. 4th and 10. It's got to be about us. We try and get it here. We don't get it. We also lose the ball. It is recovered by the defense. They take it to the 29-yard line, but we get the ball back. Still 14-0. This defense really doing everything in this game. 2nd and 4, and we ran for it. We're inside the 5. We get tackled by the face mask. 4th and goal from the 2. Well, you'll never guess what we're doing. We're running for it. We're going to run for a touchdown here. We are the star of this team. And if you are not annoyed by how this quarterback is playing yet, I don't know what else would annoy you, because this is pretty much as bad as it gets. Refusing to throw the ball, only running. So with 10 seconds left in this game, 21-7, Aragon run for another touchdown. It was completely unnecessary, but we wanted it. So we are now national champions. Of course, we've been invited to the draft, but it's time to start answering these questions as honestly and as arrogantly as we can. So our first answer adds to the entertainer role. Now this one, I've gone for the I've grown. It is the correct answer, but it's also just too obvious, the obvious lie that anyone who never changes says easily. They say I've grown. Again, this one ends up being the correct answer, but we're not just trying to force all of the wrong answers. We're answering how Evan Dinkelberg, the arrogant player, would, and he would not give his phone away, but for the wrong reason. And that continues on to this one, so we weren't trying to answer these as well as possible, but fact is, when you consider what he would answer, he would say he's at the back of the bus because he's there sleeping and snoring, but it happens to also be the correct answer here. And then we move on to the combine. Now this one we were trying to do as well as possible, because of course the point has been that we run a lot, but have completed easy passes. Now all of these are easy to complete because of course there's no opposition. We should be able to get most of these, and we did very well. We ended up getting 22 out of 24, missing the same throw twice. And it's actually one of the easier ones to complete, but we only get 22 out of 24, so let's see what we can do with the rest of these answers.
There's no Bucks.
Where we get drafted.
Their name is Black Buck.
Didn't have a reason to with anybody else. That they
There's no Bucks.
It's the classic arrogant answer. This team needs me, not that I need them or anything like that.
What the hell?
An entertainer answer. But anyway, now for this question, there isn't really a good answer for the person we're trying to be, but I knew for a fact that reading the NFL defense gets an entertainer personality. And I'll be honest, I accidentally answered wrong. It gives us leader traits. I meant to say I don't listen to the critics, but whatever, it doesn't really make a big difference. All of the answers up to this point have been entertainers. We are the quarterback we want to be. We did nothing but run in college. We completed the passing drills well, and we've given terrible answers for pretty much everything we can. No leadership skills, no team player skills, purely an entertainer. Really, nobody should want to draft us, but here we are at the draft, and somehow I genuinely never expected this to be the result. We've become the first overall pick in the NFL draft. I don't know. Well, I do know how, because actually, just like any other Madden game, nothing you do actually really matters. We didn't have pretty much any passing yards or touchdowns in college. We only ran combine. That was it. We gave most of the entertainer answers that we could. We're not a good person to have in the locker room if you want to have a serious locker room, and somehow it's all irrelevant, and we go out to be the first overall pick of the draft. It's ridiculous. I've made other ones with people who were supposed to be more serious and it went worse for them, but it turns out if you make the most arrogant, biggest idiot you can in terms of playing style and, you know, the biggest fool in terms of how he talks, he's going to be the best player you can make. So now there's one thing left to do, and that is customize him, make him try and look as not ridiculous as possible as a quarterback, you know, just put a lot of accessories on him, a way that most quarterbacks wouldn't walk out in the NFL, but this guy is different, of course he is, so we're going to be doing that, adding pretty much everything we can, and I am interested to see him in the NFL. I want to use him in the NFL, play the same way he did in college, and see how that works out for him, because of course he is in line to take the starting job of the Raiders. I think this game has really been very unfair to Derek Carr, but we've got a chance there. We're a high overall quarterback, a little bit lower for the fit of the actual team, but we're going to stay with the scrambler because we don't care about the fit of the team, and there should be a future for this guy, playing some games with him, seeing how he develops, and well, that'll all be in another episode, the part 2 of the most annoying player you will ever see.
By the handful, the fistful, and the sheepful. That's the joy of bottomless steak fries at Red Robin. Basket after basketful.
There's mail. I swear to God, that's mail. I swear to God.
I'm so glad you could join us.
Accident.
It's a great place to go and soak up the atmosphere.
I was born in 1934, one of a pair of twins. Miriam and I were the third and fourth children in the family. We lived in a very small village in Transylvania, Romania. We got down from the cattle car. People were selected to live or to die. People crying, pushing, shoving, dogs barking, trying to make some sense of that place. And I actually turned around in trying to figure out what is that place. Never seen a place like that before. And as I turned around, I realized that my father and my two older sisters were gone. Never saw them again. We were holding on to mother for dear life. And Nancy was running in the middle of that selection platform, yelling in German, twins, twins. They noticed us and demanded to know if we were twins. And my mother asked, is that good? And the Nazi said yes. My mother said yes. At that moment, another Nazi came, pulled my mother to the right, we were pulled to the left. We were crying, she was crying. And all I ever remember is seeing my mother's arms stretched out in despair as she was pulled away. I never even said goodbye to her, but I did not understand.
He's giving us a good shot.
That this would be the last time that we would see her. And all that took 7 minutes from the time we got down from the cattle car, he was gone. Only me and
drop him?
I were left holding at the cross.
Dang, dude.
We were Mengele twins, which we found out later on what that meant. Mengele would count us every morning, and he wanted to know how many guinea pigs he had this day. I was used in 2 types of experiments. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They would put me naked in a room with my twin sister and many other twins up to 8 hours a day. They would measure every part of my body, compare it to my twin sister, and then compare it to chart. On alternate days, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, they would take us to a blood lab. They would tie both of my arms to restrict the blood flow, take a lot of blood from my left arm, and give me a minimum of 5 injections in the right arm. The content of those injections, we didn't know then, nor do we know today. After one of those injections, I became very ill with a very high fever. My legs and arms were swollen and very painful. I was trembling as the August sun was burning my skin, and I had huge red spots covering my mouth. The next visit to the blood lab, they didn't tie my arms. Instead of that, measure my fever. I was immediately taken to the hospital. The hospital was another barrack, but it was filled with people who looked to me more dead than alive. Next morning, Angela came in with 4 other doctors, never ever examined me, looked at my fever chart, and then he declared, too bad, she's so young. She has only 2 weeks to live. For the following 2 weeks, I have only one clear memory, crawling on the barrack floor, because I no longer could walk. I'm crawling to reach a faucet with water at the other end of the barrack. And as I was crawling, I would fade out in and out of consciousness, telling myself, I must survive, I must survive. After 2 weeks, my fever broke, and I felt immediately a lot stronger. It took me another 3 weeks before my fever chart showed normal. Miriam, when I got back, she was sitting on the bed, staring into space. Then I asked her, what happened to you? She said, I cannot talk about it. I will not talk about it. And we didn't talk about Auschwitz until 1985. And I asked her in 85, Miriam, do you remember? And I was taken to the hospital. She said, yes. I said, what happened to you while I was in the hospital? She said, I was under Nazi doctor supervision 24 hours a day. It was the same 2 weeks that Mengele said I would die. So I said to her, what happened to you after the 2 weeks were up? She said she was taken back to the labs, injected with many injections that made her feel very sick. As I found out years later, when she grew up, got married in Israel, expected her first child, she developed severe kidney infections that did not respond to any antibiotic. Second pregnancy in 63, the infection got so bad that the Israeli doctors studied her and they found out that Miriam's kidneys never grew larger than the size of a 10-year-old child. So I begged Miriam that not to have any more children because every pregnancy was a life crisis. But she had a third child, and after the third child was born, her kidneys deteriorated, started to deteriorate, and by 1987 they failed, at which time I donated my left kidney. I had 2 kidneys and 1 sister, so it was an easy choice. But a year later she developed cancerous polyps in the bladder. The doctors kept asking me to find our Auschwitz files. We never found our files, we never found out what was injected into our bodies. Miriam died June 6, 1993. Months after Miriam died, I received a telephone call from a professor at Boston who said he heard me speak and he would like me to go to Boston and speak. And when I came there, it would be nice if I could bring a Nazi doctor. I was stunned at such a question, and when I thought about it, I remembered that the last project that Miriam and I worked together before she died was 1992. It was a documentary done by German television about the Mengele twins, and in that documentary,
That will do.
there was an
Our
Nazi
chef
doctor
is a
from
master.
Auschwitz.
You'll gain a few kilos eating
And
his
I
food.
figured if
One
he was
lady,
alive
never enough.
in 92, he might be alive in 93. So
We have
I
a saying
got
here,
his
the truth is
telephone
in the
number
Milanesa,
and
which is to say, proof
invited
is in
him to
action.
Boston.
And so far, you are proving
And he told
worthy
me
of your
he was not going
reputation.
to go to Boston.
Bravo.
But he was willing to meet with me at his
Now,
house in
head up
Germany.
to the lodge site, marked on your hunter maze. Once the lodge is complete, we can officially open Parque Fernando to the hunters of the world.
I didn't plan to ask him any of these questions. Suddenly, I am asking him, you were in Auschwitz. Did you ever walk by a gas chamber? Did you ever go inside the gas chamber? Do you know how the gas chamber operated? He said, He said, this is the nightmare that I live with every single day of my life. He went on describing the operation of the gas chamber. He was
his heart.
outside, looking
Holy
through a peephole.
crap, these do so much damage to these guys. And they're so beautiful, dude.
And nobody moved. He knew that they were dead and
Okay.
one death certificate. No names, just the number of people that were murdered. And I asked him to go with me to Auschwitz.
I'm not going to tell you. No.
Then we would observe 50 years for the liberation of the camp. Because I wanted him to
No, festival.
just what he told me. But I wanted it signed at the ruins of the gas chamber in Auschwitz. And he agreed immediately. I will have an original document signed by a Nazi. And if I ever met a revisionist who said the Holocaust didn't happen, I could take that document and shove it in their face. I wanted to thank this Nazi doctor for his willingness to document the gas chamber operation.
tastes like right now.
I didn't tell anybody about it because even to me it sounded strange. I didn't want anybody to change my mind. After 10 months, one morning I woke up and the following simple idea popped into my head. How about a letter of forgiveness from me to Dr. Munch? I knew immediately that he would like it, and that was a meaningful gift. A Auschwitz survivor gives him a letter of forgiveness to a Nazi doctor. But what I discovered for myself was life-changing. I discovered that I had the power to forgive. No one could give me that power. No one could take it away. It was all mine to use in any way I wished. And that became an interesting thing because as a victim of almost 50 years, I never thought that I had any power over my life. Now, I began writing a letter and I didn't know how to write a letter of forgiveness. And it took me 4 months to write it. And then I thought somebody might read it, and my diction in English is good, my spelling is not. So I wanted my former English professor to correct my spelling. So I called her. We met 3 times. The 3rd time she said to me, "Now Eva, very nice. You forgive this Dr. Munch. Your problem is not with Dr. Munch. Your problem is with Dr. Mengele." I was not quite ready to forgive her. She said to me, "Okay, I have been meeting with you, correcting your letter, and now I want you to forgive me. When you go home tonight, repent that Mengele is in the room. You are telling me to forgive me. I want to find out how will it make you feel you could do that." Interesting idea, I thought. And when I got home, actually, I did something else. Picked up a dictionary and wrote down 20 nasty words, which I read clear and loud. Does that make Mengele in the room? And at the end I said, "In spite of all that, I forgive you." Made me feel very good. That I, the little guinea pig for 50 years, even had the power over the angel of death of Auschwitz. So that is the way we arrived in Auschwitz. Dr. Munch came with his son, daughter, and granddaughter. I took my son, my daughter. I read my declaration of honesty. It was a very beautiful document. And I signed Dr. Munch, signed his document. I felt free from Auschwitz, free from Mengele. So now that I have forgiven him, I knew that most of the survivors denounced me, and they denounce me today also. But what is my feelings? I like it. It is an act of self-healing, self-liberation, self-empowerment. All victims, all hurt, feel hopeless, feel helpless, feel powerless. I want everybody to remember that we cannot change what happened. That is a tragic part. But we can change how we relate to it.
Oh, look at I have eliminated. Ugh. I smelt in it. It's terrible. Why you been streaming? It's just nobody likes me. SORRY. Okay.
identity of Mona's father yet. But the Lord will send the graduate for that game harvested. It can't wait for you. And hello, it looks like you've reached the lodge. We still have a lot of work to do here. There are wood pipes in place, but no power system. I need you to help us later. And once they deal, we will need furniture and fill it with trophies as our guest. One part of the lodge has finished and has been for a while my archery range. Have been in it?
I'm scared, babe. Why is that? That one day you'll love something. Too late for that. I will. And she looks just like you must say
Start by having a look inside the hunting blind and the hunting tower. To the left, if you are facing the range. These are the same models you'll be installing throughout the reserve.
Well, I didn't want you to feel lonely. You're ungrounded. You just made my day and everyone else here at work too. Where you at? It's past 7 and you haven't answered your phone. I'm sitting by the entrance to the world. Can you please let me know what's going on? I've been sitting here for almost half an hour and I look stupid. Ryan, to be honest, I'm not going to show up. You're a funny good-looking guy, but it's just weird that you open my car door for me. And like hold doors open for me all the time like my hands are broken. Like it's super weird. I just like the fact you pay for everything really wherever we go. Plus you work full-time, which is super annoying. Well, are you serious? Hi, boyfriend. Wanna hang out tomorrow? Sure. I'd love to hang out. Boyfriend? Wait, that's supposed to say best friend. OMG. You're gay too. Yes, and now I have a boyfriend. Thank you, autocorrect. Hey, are you good at maths? Yes. Okay.
Let's try. 1 times 10 equals 10. 1 times your phone number equals my phone number. Hey, what happened? Eating donuts. What you doing? Are you sexy eating donuts? No. What you doing? Watching TV. Nice. What you doing? Eating donuts. Cool. What you doing? Watching Netflix. You. Eating donuts. Bro, yesterday I was really hungry and there was nothing to eat, so I ate my Glock. Wow, that sounds very time-consuming. Glub glub. We broke up a year ago, please go get her. You're such a jerk. OMG, you're so annoying. You're making me... This is what my school had for their anti-texting and driving campaign. Sorry, but don't do it again. Hey Abby,
Nej, I promise.
Your properties, yeah? I'm a smart player, see?
I don't know about that smart, but yeah.
Wait, so was it Simon Smith?
$100. It's only cheap.
Hey everyone, it's Strictly here. Yo, what if you go inside? Moments caught on cameras. People doing some real stupid shit and then having some justice served right back into their faces as well. Instant karma situation. Maybe you went over to your neighbor's house to steal his credit card, scored his wife, and then he beat the shit out of you afterwards. That makes you like. Chasing after this guy after he sped off, and eventually caught up with him where he crashed, and the police showed up at the exact same time. It was brilliant. For 9, this one is wild. This one involves a lady who is a waitress. She was doing her job in a restaurant, a bar, or whatever, and apparently there's this one drunk. His name is Ryan, and he was walking past her. I guess he decided he was going to go in for a little bit of a cheeky grab, and kind of raised her buttocks a little bit, you could say, kind of went in for a little bit of squishing. Obviously, this 21-year-old waitress was pretty pissed off and subdued him almost immediately. And this guy ended up getting arrested. And the crazy thing about this is this guy, he actually has 2 kids and a girlfriend.
Step onto the shooting platform and hit a bullseye on one of the targets.
You heard about this when he was calling for
bail? Yes, I know. The range is set up for archery, but if you don't have a bow, it's my range, my rule. Use a gun if you want. I do it all the time.
Quick look here. She immediately grabs him by the shoulder and body slams him.
Hey, that's how you hit the mark. But as shots go, that was an easy one. If you want real challenges over the years, I've set up targets all over this park, perfect to test your skills. Think you can match my greatest hits shot for shot? Just look for the stone circles on the ground as you explore. Back to business. My friend Juliana runs a travel agency that specializes in hunting and fishing expeditions. This week she's bringing in a party of influential hunters to be excited before we open to the public. One look at our red stacks and they'll be selling all their stuff to Ana Parque Fernando. We want to greet this party with a proper feast, and the chef has requested fresh game for the occasion. A black bass or an active deer. There are plenty in the region around the lodge, so go out and hunt one for us, will you? Pardon me, my show is back on.
guy right here is a master troll. Basically, he lives in this neighborhood and he kept on getting his packages stolen, and after a while he just got tired of it and decided not only was he going to fight against these package thieves, but he was going to
Still no word on Simona's father.
So he put a bunch of trash and dog feces and just random
out
shit
in the wild
inside of these
while I
fake
sit in
Amazon
this
box
office
on the
living
front
through a
porch.
screen.
Tied them up with like fishing
I
lines,
miss the
rigged
serenity
them
of
up
hunting.
to air horns, and
I'd be out there with
just
you.
you name it. Pretty much any prank you can think of.
I'll
So
try
whenever
to.
somebody comes and tries to steal
Between my
a section
shooting.
pretty often, they get a shock for
A
themselves.
two-time back-to-back national champion can't complain.
They
But
come
she can
at
live
all hours of
vicariously
the
through
day,
you,
but
can't
little
she?
do they know, the packages they're trying to steal are actually bait boxes. He rigs boxes filled with dog feces, oil, and trash. Then there are the bait boxes attached to a fishing line and air horn.
100% spot. Everything else at the shoulder on roads, especially like highways and stuff like that, aren't something that you're supposed to drive on. They're like the farthest line that you're supposed to stop for in emergencies and shit like that. If your car's having trouble or something, you're not supposed to drive down those. It could be really dangerous if you do, because you could drive into somebody that you don't see or something like that that is having car trouble. This guy was driving though, and he saw that somebody was doing that, and his dash cam recorded it all. And well, a little while later, after he passed him in the shoulder lane, he saw a little bit of instant justice. Number 6 is when it's really, really funny. It's actually almost a little bit sad at the same time that this guy was born.
You ran into a
It
car!
doesn't have any audio, so don't freak out when it plays. You're not hearing anything. But this guy, he went and while he was on the beach, saw this stray dog, and he tried to go up and kick it. He ran up to it, missed completely, and then the funniest thing ever happened. Apparently, this dog, he had some friends, and I'll tell you what, his friends, there's some good ones because they weren't gonna let this shit fly.
Camera's a bitch.
That's why with a child molester who got caught at a carnival. Apparently, he was on some ride with a little girl and started groping her and shit like that. Total piece of shit. But he ended up getting arrested, obviously. And he got beaten twice in the same day, I believe, in jail. The first time. And that was like a really, really mild beating. I can't actually show you that video because I was getting YouTube rules. The second one wasn't on camera, but that was a really bad one. He got his face fucked up. Which, I mean, I hate to admit it, this is oh so satisfying.
Somebody really beat the tar out of 41-year-old Raymond Johnson. Jail officials said it was another prisoner who scuffled with Johnson during booking, but that was his second fight of the evening. A 14-year-old girl told police Johnson groped her between her thighs while strapping her into a seat for the Drop Zone ride on Sunday. Police believe her story.
Number 4 spot, we got this crazy police chase going down in Texas. This car, I have no idea what they were being chased for, but they were trying to get away from the police and ended up actually causing this accident. They rear-ended 2 vehicles at once at this intersection of a red light. And let's just say the people who were in those 2 cars, specifically one of them, was not very happy. They were not too excited to be rear-ended. And they got out of the car, immediately went over to this guy in the car that was being chased by police, got him out of it, and then subdued him. They got him on the ground. They didn't like attack or anything like that, but they just, you know, he wasn't going anywhere.
Police officers are right behind us. Oh, you had a collision here. This is on Main Street County intersection, guys. And the driver's getting out. Oh no. And that's a very angry confrontation here. A driver was just hit. And another person in the other car got out, and they seem to have that driver, the fleeing driver, they're holding on to him.
Over to street, this one's a little bit different. It's actually a sports one, and obviously instant karma happens quite a bit in sports as well. People get a little bit too cocky and things go wrong. This one football player, he actually recovered this fumble and was running back for a touchdown. He could have easily got that touchdown, but he started celebrating right before he got there, and ended up costing his team some points just because he wanted to showboat a little bit.
Chased by BB. Watch out. Did he get across? No, they are not. That's going to be a touchback.
Almost here. I
pretty much gets what he deserves. He's driving super erratically, aggressively, and I never really understand people who do that. I completely understand people who drive over the speed limit. You know, you gotta keep up with traffic and that kind of shit. I think the slow drivers sometimes more dangerous than fast drivers, but when they're really dangerous are the aggressive drivers who get up all in your ass. I hate when people tailgate and shit like that, like 2 inches off your asshole, and it's like, are you gonna fucking lick it or fuck off? Like, I see some people on the road who try to drive so aggressively and shit like that, but you just know when you look at them and how they drive. You just know they have a small 3-inch penis. It just screams it.
Karma's a bitch for you.
He's a veteran, and he was on this bus along with this special needs woman who was also on there, and apparently she started getting some problems or something. I'm not exactly sure what happened with it, but at some point a cop got on, and he actually punched this special needs handicapped female in the face for essentially no reason, according to this guy and everyone else on the bus. And he's just completely abusing his power, and afterwards he realized that the best recording the entire time, again, I can't show you the actual recordings because of Hello Kitty rules on YouTube, but the cop tried to get him to delete the recording or confiscate his phone, and this veteran completely refused because he wanted to bust this guy for what he had done.
In the Army, they gave us extensive training for rules and engagement. There's proper protocols and different steps to take. This lady didn't do anything. She's not combative.
Deputies then try to intimidate him when he refused to hand over his cell phone.
He comes to me and says, look, you can be under arrest if you don't give me that video. And then he said, do you have any warrants? I said, no, I don't have any warrants. I'm a veteran. I just came back. I did 6 years. I have no record. And he said, well, we'll see about that.
Those are the clips that I have today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like on this video. If we can break 10,000 likes, that would be insanely awesome. I really appreciate that. And also make sure to comment. We'll try to clip these instant common moments. What's your favorite? Which one is the funniest? Which one is the best? Which one had the best instant justice? All that kind of stuff. And let me know if you have any stories of your own of some instant karma. Maybe it happened to somebody that was pissing you off. Maybe it happened to one of your friends. Maybe it happened to you. I don't know. Everybody who's watching, let's get RBT to 500,000 subscribers by Christmas. He's the best Madden scientist there is. I subscribe to him. And if you don't subscribe to, your favorite team is going to lose to the I'm not saying that team.
Oh, look, it's Mr. Jalen Hurts. And not only is it Jalen Hurts, it's Jalen Hurts in Madden 20 back with another video here on the Madden 20 college football mod. You guys loved the video yesterday, so we're back today with another one. And unfortunately, I'm a moron. I'm that video and actually link the right video to show you this mod, so I'll make sure I fix that today. We're back again, dude. This is the closest thing we do have.
Now, everybody who's watching, let's get RBT to 500,000 subscribers by Christmas. He's the best Madden scientist there is. I subscribe to him. And if you don't subscribe to, your favorite team is going to lose to the I'm not saying that team.
Yes, my dudes, it is here today, as you see, on Madden.
Fuck no.
Madden 20, we are going to be playing as college football team. Thanks to the guys over at Operation Sports, they finally released the college football mod for Madden 20. Just like they did last year for Madden 19, only that the one for Madden 19 took until like July, or like just a few months ago to come out with Madden 19 mod. But thank God here we already have the one for Madden 20. So if you guys want to know how you can play this yourself, I will leave a link in the description box below to full instructions on how you can download this mod and apply this mod and play just like I will in today's video. As unfortunately, this is only on the PC, but I do recommend if you guys do own a PC to go ahead and get Madden on the PC. There's so many things you can do on PC that you can't do on console, mods and stuff like that. So especially if you want to play college football teams, make sure you go and download Madden 20 on the PC. But dudes, I'm so freaking excited. College football teams are gonna.
Now, everybody who's watching, let's get RBT to 500,000 subscribers by Christmas. He's the best Madden scientist there is. I subscribe to him, and if you don't subscribe to, your favorite team is going to lose to the I'm not saying that team.
Yes, the intro has been changed, and for good reason. And that's because we have a brand new, unanimous meme in the NFL. And that is none other than the Cincinnati Bengals. The only team still winless on the year, 0-8 on the year. The Dolphins now have 2 wins. The Jets now have 2 wins. Nobody has 1 win. It's just one team winless, and that's the Cincinnati Bengals. And not only did they lose last weekend against the Ravens, they got absolutely throttled. It has a complete team looked like a meme against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Lamar ran all over them. They're just the meme of the end.
Now, everybody who's watching, let's get RBT to 500,000 subscribers by Christmas. He's the best Madden scientist there is. I subscribe to him, and if you don't subscribe to, your favorite team is going to lose to the I'm not saying that team.
So today, I am no Madden scientist. I am simply a Madden miracle worker. As today, we have no Madden science. We have something you guys have been looking for and asking for a really long time. A rebuild. And today, we are rebuilding the worst team in the NFL. And the only reason I say that is because they're the only winless team. So it's only logical to say that the Cincinnati Bengals, who are currently 0-8 in the NFL, we are going to try.
Now, everybody who's watching, let's get RBT to 500,000 subscribers by Christmas. He's the best Madden scientist there is. I subscribe to him, and if you don't subscribe to, your favorite team is going to lose to the I'm not saying that team.
It's just the normal Russell Wilson, or is it? What happened to you, Russell? Looks like Russell let himself go, dude. Russell's a pretty thick boy, if you know what I mean. And also Mr. DK Metcalf, an absolute human specimen.